It's Haley,
And I'm Isabel,
and we are rarely rad.
which basically means that we're always spending money because we don't know how to control ourselves.
Okay, well, this is how it started is we both sucked with money, and I'm psycho and I have a whole budget statement, but Isabel not couldn't keep up with that. But I was still spending so much money. So I was like, how do I track this better? And I found an app that's for I think depressed people. Called Daylio and like Daylio. And you like every day rate like your best day is rad, and then it's like rad, okay.
No, it's a good meh.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, man. And then great. Or yeah, rad, great, good, meh, awful.
No, it's grad or rad, good, meh, bad, awful.
Okay, so those, but rad for both of us. We both have different goals, but we both have rad as $0 spent. And so when we were coming up with a name, we were like, what's something we always talk about? And I was like, that we're never fucking rad. And so here we are, high school together in this town that we hated.
Basically, hell.
It was the most awful experience. Isabel's a year older than me, and we played lacrosse together. And honestly, we weren't really friends.
Yeah.
And we only had a senior year prom, and her senior year, she tweeted out that she needed a date to prom, and I responded, "Take me."
And I was just like, okay, if you buy a ticket.
But I had to buy it under her name so that like I, as a junior, could go. And we barely knew each other. Her mom, for some reason, wanted me to do her makeup.
My mom thought
And
like she was gonna be like really good at makeup for some reason. I don't know why. If you saw her makeup, you would know it wasn't that great.
it's still not. It's still not.
Her makeup still isn't great.
But and then we like literally didn't even have clutches. We bedazzled a Ziploc bag.
Because it had to be a clear bag, and we didn't have money. We were like, let's
Did
just
it really
use
have to be
Ziploc.
clear?
I think so.
I think that's not true. I think you just made that up.
I think we were just poor.
I think we were just ratchet. So Isabel drove us in her car to prom, and we
in my Mustang, first of all, so it was kind of cool. But it took us the long way, remember? Yeah, remember I took us long
on the highway.
Because I didn't know how to drive on the highway. The Florida highway was like terrifying.
And so then we get to prom, and we're not allowed to sit together. I was like, what if we're lesbians and we're like, we should be sitting together? And they're like, sorry, your tables aren't together. And I'm like, but I couldn't have even bought a ticket without her. So how is this possible? And yeah, and the rest is history.
Yeah, basically. And we've like just been texting literally every single day, every moment since.
Mainly Snapchatting, though.
Yeah, let me tell you about a streak, though.
I snapped streak, not a streak, snap.
Also a naked streak, let's be honest. Snap streak, we're at 3,072 today. I'll snap you back because it's on me.
We have hit up the Guinness World Records. Apparently, we're like 80.
Like 80 days, but like number 4. Top 4.
We're number 4, but we're like 80 days behind number 1, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we need to find them and kill them.
Yeah.
So we're winners, and we can be in the Guinness World Book. What is it called? Guinness Book of World Records. And I completely changed our lives this past year with the motto. And so the motto consists of skinny, YOLO, WAP, fresh ass. And I also have natty on mine because as a Florida State alumni, I'm manifesting because we got screwed over this past year. And so we honestly turned around our entire lives.
Like seriously living by this motto.
I guess we'll break each one down. And obviously bands, kind of rad. I guess they go kind of hand in hand. But you can like do things that are bands. Like if a boy takes you on a date and he pays, bands. Also WAP.
Money. Also, yeah, also WAP.
You don't have to do anything with him, but like WAP because boy paying, girl not paying.
WAP is also
Like,
like
literally-
strong female. Like, you're getting what you want out of this man. He's not getting what he wants out of you.
Skinny is pretty much anything that's, I guess,
Healthy. Well, it's just
it's
like
not even weight.
I feel like skinny is like just like taking care of your body.
Like if you walk instead of drive to brunch, that's skinny. If you get a salad and french fries instead of like pasta, that's kind of skinny. Us with our mocktails, skinny. Because
we're not
this wouldn't
drinking
have been
alcohol.
us. Like
2022. Yeah.
I don't think this would have been us 2023.
Yeah, like honestly, up until like May 2023, like we were
I think
not
that I think
vibing.
this is when we shapeshift.
Yeah.
Like even I felt like coming into the new year of 2024, I was like, oh, in 2023, I had my shit together. And then I had memories popping up from early 2023, and I was like, damn, shit was not together. Partying and stuff. And then, well, I mean, obviously, like, he can still party, but like too much. And I think May is when we were like, nah, we gotta get this together. We gotta be skinny, we gotta be bands, we gotta do it all. And so that's, I would say, when we shapeshifted. And so that's when the motto became the motto.
Yeah. And it's like kind of crazy because I feel like we should almost write like a self-help book because like this helped us so much.
Both not smart. Like we're both idiots. Like
Yeah.
we barely us to start this recording and video, not the smoothest.
No, it's been rough. I was a personality hire, I'm pretty sure, at my job.
No, you definitely were. There's something else the other day. Oh, when you were at that birthday party and you guys had to cook.
It was a chopped challenge, and like I don't know what it is. I have two kryptonites. One is laundry, the other one is cooking. I can't do it.
You thought you weren't gonna have to cook.
I thought somebody was cooking for us. I was like, so this is a great deal. Like it's $105. Like this person, Chef Alyssa, is like cooking for us, like a 5-course meal. No, Chef Alyssa was the location and we were cooking and like I got picked last.
Do you even know those people well?
So it came down to Carly and I, and Michelle was like, I'm so sorry, Isabel. Like, I know you can't cook. I was like, it's okay.
I know I suck too.
Yeah, like I was like, we're gonna lose. But Ternal came in second place.
Me either.
No, that was like I don't get it. Honestly, I thought somebody was like maybe gonna pick me for like a personality pick.
Not even
They
the
didn't know me well
personality
enough.
could win the cooking challenge.
I was like, look,
Remember when you were getting dressed for it too, and you're like, at least I'll be like the hot girl.
yeah, I was like, you know, if I dress well, people won't expect anything of me because everybody knows hot girls can't cook. So I was like, but then my outfit wasn't working, so I just went with like jeans and a t-shirt.
So it was just like L after L after L.
Yeah, and it was raining, so like it was a mess. Yeah, we got second place, surprisingly. 3. Yeah, I decided to keep that part like out. Second place.
And so now, I guess Isabel lives up in Charlotte. I live in Atlanta, but you're coming to visit next week, so we're gonna somehow maybe try and do one of these in person. But I'm not sure how that's gonna work.
I was just thinking that sounds like a disaster. We could barely even get this to work.
We'll try and figure it out. I had some on a walk. I haven't told you about this yet. On Sunday. And this girl stopped us on the walk and she had like a camera and she was like, hey, can I interview you guys separately? And so I'm gonna ask you the questions that she asked us. And so the first, we obviously introduced ourselves. You don't need to do that. And then her first question was, what is your favorite sound?
What? I don't know. Dude, what the heck kind of question is that?
Trust me, I got asked this in the middle of my walk and I was on camera just like you right now. This is how I felt.
Sounds? Maybe like the sound of the ocean, but like that sounds kind of cheesy.
It definitely is. And then why is that your favorite sound?
It's relaxing.
Can you make that sound?
No.
Yeah, no. So the girl, Burnett, she said the ocean too. And then I asked the boy the same question, and he also said the ocean. And he said relaxing too. I went with crunching leaves, and my reasoning was because I would like love fall. It's my favorite season, blah blah blah. And then of course I had to attempt making that sound. And I was like
It's better than me. I was gonna say crunch, crunch.
but I was like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. It really caught us off guard. But yeah, so I was like, I have to ask Isabel this to see what she thinks.
Yeah, no, it's not even the ocean. I just can't think of any other like sounds that I don't know.
I don't know, because like, okay, think your boyfriend. I think he'd be like drums.
Yeah, or like some form of music. Oh, you know what? No, you know what is my favorite sound? The sound of silence. I love to sit in silence, just doing
Dead
nothing.
ass.
Like literally just like enjoying the peace of quiet in the world. And I do this every Saturday.
But you like it most when no one's even home with you.
Yeah, no, like Austin hasn't been home and it's just me typing away at my laptop. Like the only sound I'll get is like if somebody like calls me every once in a while. And I'm like, don't call me unless you're trying to talk shit. Because I don't want it.
And it has to be good.
Yeah, like give me the good stuff. And I was like, I know it's really good when they call my personal cell phone because like in case their like IT is like watching it or whatever they do, I don't know. When they call my personal cell phone, I'm like, hell yeah.
This is the good stuff. You're like fintech girl.
I know, I'm smart.
The personality higher there.
The big reason I think I got hired is because I had UNC Charlotte as my college, and they thought it was like UNC, like Chapel Hill. And
So they
they
thought
started
you were
like,
smart.
they thought I was smart, and they were like, how was like being a Tar Heel? And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's great. Cause I was like, I don't know, I guess they think because I live in North Carolina that I'm like a Tar Heel fan. And I was like, yeah, it's great. And then like, they're like, I can't remember what they said. I think they were like, how long were you there? And that's when I realized that I got hired because they genuinely thought I was smart. And not because I interview well. That's when I was like, oh, y'all don't know.
But you still have your job and you've been promoted.
Yeah,
Got naked for your boss.
it was an accident. One thing about me is like I just have the worst stomach ever. I had awful acid reflux. Like I literally I'm 16 tons. So it was like at the point where you just have to unbutton that top button. And I was like, I'm in so much pain. So I put my jacket over my, unbuttoned pants because I'm in the office. And I'm never in the office. I'm in the office like 5 times a year. Of course, this is one of the days. And so we're all there. The execs are there, like the CEO, president, whatever he is. And my boss was like, hey, can I talk to you? Because I had a question for him. Forgetting that my pants were unbuttoned and zipped down, I just stood up. And these weren't like high rise. This was like mid rise. And him and I looked at each other and he started laughing. And I was like, oh my goodness, I had to sit down and like zip myself back up. And then the next day he called and he's like, hey, you're getting a big pay increase and a promotion. No, but I knew the promotion was coming. It just ended up being weird timing. I think it maybe just came faster.
We'll speed this process up for this girl.
I always like think sometimes like what would my high school teachers say? Because I know they had no faith in me. They were like, this girl's dumb.
Our high school teachers sucked.
A lot of them were very judgmental and they only liked like the popular kids. And we were not like cool popular, if even popular.
I had a Victorious backpack. It's kind of cool. And then my senior year, I dual enrolled, so I like never had to go to high school because I hated it there. And I remember wearing Heelys to class, and I was like, "This is cool." And that's because you were Heelying around FAU campus.
I had to get around campus somehow, and my roommate gave them to me for Christmas. It's not like I went out and bought Heelys, but like last Christmas, my parents asked me to take the dog on a walk, and I just like Heelyd around.
Something that happened. So last night I was on my date, obviously. And so another obvious truth for us, but other people might not know this. I have gray hair and a lot of it. And think of it as like that obvious. But it's why I always do my hair lighter because I don't want to put like color on it, but I haven't got my hair done since literally April. I guess I don't know. I don't think twice about my grays. Like they're kind of there, but like I feel like they're not something that like someone looks at me and they're like, wow, our hair's super gray. Fake news. People do think that. And habit of mine is I love to compliment people. But like, and I won't lie about my compliments. Like my compliments are always genuine. I'm just being nice. So our little waitress is there. I think we're paying. And I was like, oh, I love your bracelet. She's just wearing simple gold bracelet. Nothing fancy. Do you know her response? I love your salt and pepper.
What do you even say back to that? Like,
this is a new person, like new boy. Like this isn't someone like that I've not known him for 8 weeks. And I'm just like, and she's like, of course, like I've really wanted to like rock mine, but I just can't get myself to do it yet. And I'm just like, oh my God, please walk away right now.
Pretty rough. I was just kind of like,
and I complimented her freaking bracelet.
You should have been like, you know what? I take that back.
Complimenting you this time. Like, I mean, I'm surprised my didn't drop to the ground, but I was just like, thank you.
Let's say thank you. I would have been like, what?
But like, I'm fine with my grays, and that's the thing. Is like, I'm so cool with owning my grays, and like, they are like, I don't want to put color over them at all. I've always said that, and that's just why I put my hair lighter because they blend more with lighter hair. Because I don't want to be one of those girls. Like, I just remember my mom growing up, like, I'm gonna dye her hair literally like every 2 weeks because her grays would show, and I was like, I never want to be that person. And so I just don't. And yeah, she said that to me.
Hate it here. Like, I don't even know what I'd say if somebody said that. This was the one time I was in person too, the day with the acid reflux and my pants were unbuttoned. And I can't remember if I told you this or not. I don't really look that great on Zoom camera. I don't know what it is. It's just my life. So we get a new boss. I don't know what he is. And I'm having a call, just like introducing myself as one does. And then I meet him in person like a month later, and he goes, "You look a lot better in person." What do I say to that?
I put on makeup today.
I was wearing makeup, that was the thing. I like put on makeup for the call, and I was like, ouch. But also I was like, is this a compliment? Like, I don't really know where we go with that.
Well,
Right.
That's on like backhanded compliments.
Well, like, I genuinely don't think he meant it rudely. Like, he's not American. But I don't feel like that was like a bad thing. She was just like dumb. Like, I don't think what she was saying was like a backhanded compliment. She was just like inadvertently, like, she didn't realize that was like a kind of a like, what the F do you, like, what am I supposed to say to that thing? Unless she just straight up sucks.
She was a great server. She did take a while to come to the table, like when we first got there. But like outside of that, she was great. But yeah, that happened last night.
I don't think I've had any weird server experiences like that. Actually, I know I have, but I can't think of any right now. It was the Salt Lake City reunion last night, and like a couple hours before the reunion, so it's been like this whole explosion where one of the housewives ran this troll account. So for like 3 years, she's only been on the show this one season. So the 2 years before, she was just trolling them, spreading rumors about them, like so-and-so's husband is gay, like so-and-so is filed for bankruptcy, like all these crazy rumors.
You have like insider scoop stuff?
Yeah. Like, it was like crazy. Oh, I guess like she was friends with one of them, but the one she was friends with went to jail. Yeah, she was like stealing money from like old people. Like, she was running one of those.
How do I get in on that?
Dude. Like, she was running one of those like companies that like you'd call like older people and you'd be like, hey, if you put in $50 to this, you could make like $200, but they would just keep the $50. So she was like friends with her and worked.
Here's my Venmo.
Yeah, basically, I don't even know like the details, but I think the older people would just give the credit card information. She would just like go from there. But at the end of the season, like the season finale, one of the housewives, Heather, was like, dude, you're this troll called Reality Von Tease. And the housewife was like, yeah, I am. And like, it was like, obviously.
She admitted
Yeah.
to it?
She admitted it. She was like, yeah, I am that housewife, or I am that troll account. And the housewives
Why would
obviously
she admit
freaked
to
out.
it?
I mean, the Heather had like a cease and desist again. Like there was just evidence that it was her.
It was her.
I think production might have known and like told her like, hey, listen, look into this.
Do you think she got onto the show this year because she knew she was running this?
She applied and she claims that she told production. Bravo says she did not. I don't know. But last night was the last reunion. And like I said, a couple hours before the reunion, they announced that that housewife was fired because basically you can't really move on with somebody like that. Like imagine somebody cyberbullying you for like 3 years and then you're just supposed to work with them. Just kidding. That sounds like high school.
Yeah, deadass.
But yeah,
Wow.
so she's not coming back.
They get paid to be on that show, right? So like,
yeah, I don't know how much like
no.
different for each housewife.
I guess she's rich already.
She kept talking about how poor she was. Yeah.
I thought Real Housewives were always rich.
They're supposed to be, but sometimes you get a stalker in there.
Okay, and then me being more the sports girl and you never knowing sports. Who do you think is going to play in the Super Bowl? Do you need me to tell you the team?
Wait, the Chiefs won, right?
Yes, they won this past week. Yeah.
Is it the Chiefs and the Lions?
So that could be a potential Super Bowl pick. So this week, the Chiefs are playing the Ravens.
I had them on my fantasy team.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's your QB?
Lamar?
Yeah.
LeBron? Yeah, I got Lamar.
One, Isabella thought her QB was LeBron and not Lamar. She's learning though. We're getting there. So this weekend, it's the Chiefs versus Ravens. So whoever wins that game goes to the Super Bowl. And then it's also the Lions versus the 49ers. Whoever wins that game goes to the Super Bowl.
Okay, my prediction is Ravens versus Lions. And I'm basically going off of Ravens because I had a large portion of them on my fantasy team.
See, and that's how I feel about the 49ers because their QB, Purdy, was my backup for my fantasy team. And so I kind of like them. They're expected to win by a whole touchdown, 7 points. That's the spread. And then the Chiefs Ravens game is only 3.5 points, but the Ravens are expected to win there. But the Lions might upset them, and you might be correct.
I will say I'm fine with the Chiefs, but I would also just be happy if we don't have to see Taylor Swift on our screens every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, can we also talk about everyone hated Brittany and Jackson? They were obnoxious fans. They were like there's a video of Brittany, I think it was Brittany, spraying spraying champagne all over, like fans and stuff celebrating. People hated her. And then Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift, and she is no longer hated. And they're now besties. Like 2023, best year of her life. She's now not the literally most hated NFL wife. Some people probably still hate her. I still don't love her. But like now that she's friends with Taylor Swift, she's not hated.
It's the Taylor Swift effect. Like, I don't know if that's been studied, but it probably should be, and it should be a thing. But like, I feel like the Swifties.
What do you think that effect is? Like, whatever she touches turns to gold?
Yeah, like her fan base is huge, and like I was a really big Taylor Swift fan for her first like 3 albums or so, and then I kind of grew up, and like my ex-boyfriend drama like wasn't. I mean, you know, she got a lot of hate.
Is this like your high school
writing it.
ex-boyfriend?
No, I'm saying like her songs weren't relatable to me anymore because like I feel like she was always, you know, she went through that
I'm
phase
in
where
a
she was
good
dating.
relationship.
No, I'm saying like she was dating a new guy like every week, and she wrote a whole like 20 song album and about each a different guy, so 20 different guys. Like I can't relate to that. I've never had guys like me in my life.
Or people in general.
People. I think just like her fans are like obsessed with her, and like I don't know, there's so many theories about her. There's like Gaylor, which is like that she's bisexual and used to date, who was it, Carly Kloss, and I don't know, there's probably, and then now people like call Travis Kelce like mother and like father, you know, that new term that's like going around. And people like post that on their stories. I'm like, keep that to yourself. That's fucking weird.
Well, and then I saw TikTok last night that was saying, so apparently Kanye West is dropping an album on, they said Friday. It could be this week, it could be next week. I have no idea. But apparently he's dropping an album. But Taylor's version is Reputation. And so people, or that it would be so cool if that same day that Kanye drops his entire album, that she drops like at least a song or like a Reputation vault song. So one, Kanye can't anything, like it won't be a number one because Taylor dropped a song. And they were like, it could be like, oh, what did he say to her at the awards?
Something that she like didn't deserve, or Beyonce like deserved this award.
Yeah. And they were like, it could be called that, whatever. So I think that might be really interesting and something coming up. But again, I saw that on TikTok, so I know nothing pop culture.
I get all my news from TikTok. No, but I actually saw this thing on TikTok where like a couple of like Taylor Swift's like celebrity friends, they all changed their Instagram profile picture to like black and white. And the ones that like
they just did.
Yeah, like last week or so, which like the Reputation album was black and white, and then a couple of them were posting like just like black and white pictures on their Instagram story.
Interesting. Yeah, I think something big's gonna happen. And I'm not gonna be like annoying and post about it on Instagram and stuff because I like don't care that much. But I think something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't ever post anything important on Instagram.
So Isabel and I went to Italy and Greece on a girls' trip this year. And we were like, don't put us in charge of anything because we can't.
And we suck.
And we're like, we are the Venmo friends. Like, literally, tell us how much we owe, and we're Venmo, but like, don't have us plan anything and stuff. And so there's like spreadsheets for everything. There's links. Like, I mean, this trip is planned. There's 6 girls. We're all flying from different cities. We're all going to Rome first, whatever. The only thing Isabel and I really had to book on our own were flights. And I mean, we took hours on the phone trying to figure flights out. And it was just a hot mess. And somehow we figure out like to the United States to Rome, that's good. But then it's when we go from Italy to Greece, it gets a little sketchy. But we don't realize that. And so we have 2 flights because we were flying from, where did we fly to?
We flew from Positano to Athens, and from Athens to Paros.
What airport did we go to near Positano?
The one in Naples. We had to drive like 2 hours. Remember the road? And I was like, I took 4 of those. The anti-nausea, and you're only supposed to take 2. I was like, dude, if I OG on this, I'm fine.
So we perfectly did the Naples to Athens flight. We were on it with our friends. It was great. And then everyone's like, we have to run across the airport and check in so we can get to our Paros flight. So Athens to Paros. And we're running and what?
Also, I would just like to say, like, we had this whole plan that we were going to walk into the Paros house first because we got the worst room in Positano.
Oh my god.
So we were like
had Squidward's room. Like
with one window that
Our
was like this
room-
big. It wasn't even a window.
was worse than a cruise ship. We didn't even have our Airbnb was gorgeous, but everyone was on the first floor. And then there was like a staircase, our bedroom, a staircase, our bathroom, another staircase, the rooftop. We didn't even have a bathroom. We didn't have a window. It was awful. So yeah, we were like, let's scheme this. We got to be the first ones in. You distract everyone.
I was like, I will be part of the house tour and you go put the suitcases in a room. Because honestly, this room in Positano was so bad we couldn't even put our suitcases in it. Like our suitcases were just chilling in the living room.
Well, and we were idiots too, is the first place we stayed at in Rome, we were like, we have the best room. It was the only place we were staying for one night. So I think they thought, we'll just give them this good room so we get better rooms everywhere else that we're staying multiple nights in. But yeah, that's the plan. So we're like, okay. But that first we got to get to Paris. So we're running through the airport with our bags. Isabel can barely lift her damn bags because of her noodle arms. And I have many pictures and videos of that because it's hilarious. And everyone's, I don't even remember what they were flying, but ours like was Sky Express. And we both felt like we just booked it on a different website. Like you guys booked on Delta, we booked on Expedia. Like la la la. And so we go all the way over to the airline and we give them, everyone's checking in, giving our tickets. And the woman's like, not for you guys. And we're like, what? And she was like, you're not this, you're Sky Express. And we're like, yeah, that's just how we booked it. And she was like,
She's like, this is a different airline.
I mean, it was literally as if like someone was like flying Delta and someone was flying American Airlines. Like it was not close.
My heart literally dropped. I was scared.
And so then we, blind leading the blind, we have to figure out where the Sky Express is. And so we go in, we find the line, there's no one there. And the workers were so nice. Except they thought we were Santorini girls, right?
Yeah, they made like bets. I guess those people are walking in, like basic girls looking girls. They're like, oh, where are they going? And they like literally were like, oh, dang, they're not going to Santorini. We're like, what?
As we're standing right there, we're like, did you guys like make a bet on us? Like, okay. Not only did we book the entire wrong airline, I booked, what would you call it?
Premium?
First class, premium. We have access to a lounge with wine and olives and everything. And while the rest of our group had to sit in the airport and eat yet another caprese sandwich.
Speaking of caprese sandwich and ham, I don't like ham. And so this is our first day in Rome. We weren't able to check into our hotel. Well, actually, we went to the wrong hotel and just like couldn't figure out how to get in. So we just left our suitcases there until the guy was like unlocking the door. So we're like, oh, this place, like, let's just grab some food. I'm hungry. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was Doris, essentially. And so I'm getting, what was I going to get? Like a sandwich. And I was like, oh, it says ham, it said ham or prosciutto and cheese. And I was like, and then
well, their menu had it like in Italian and then in English.
Yeah, so I was looking at the Italian, it said prosciutto and cheese. And then I was looking at the English and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna get that. And it said like cheese and ham. And Haley's like, I don't like ham. I was like, yeah, I don't either, but it says here that it's prosciutto, so I just don't think they know how to translate it properly. And I don't like ham. And so I bring it over and I just like, my face just dropped. I was like, is this seriously ham? They're like, yeah, ham. And I was like, great.
Then that was the first day. And then the second day, we were walking around and we were like, we just want some good Rome pizza. I see it all over TikTok. We're going to find it. And we're on the way to 100 Mr. Tiramisu, which was really good. But we are on the way and we're just looking, and there's like all these places with lines because Rome is just so crowded, and they smell bad too. It was, we're like,
breathe only.
Rome's gonna make us mouth breathers. And we were walking. And what was the building we were next to? The Parthenon? No. Parthenon. We're near that. And there's like a touristy area. And there's this empty restaurant. And we're in the middle of a tourist place. In the middle. And Isabel's like, we should go there. No one's there. I think this is how we find a hole in the wall. And I run with it. So it's just as much on me as it was on you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, totally. Like, no one knows about this. We're in the middle. It's like we're in Times Square, kind of.
This place
not as much
had neon pink lines.
Yeah, like it was not a hole in the wall place. And I was like, and they had outdoor seating, and then you go inside and order. And I was like, you go in and order. I'll eat anything. That's a pizza. Whatever toppings. I'll get us the table. So Isabel goes in and orders. And you thought you ordered a mozzarella pizza, right?
It said #pizza something. So I'm like, oh, this is a pizza. And it said pizza bianco. So I thought I was ordering like a white pizza. And I was
like, #pizza Monciato or something.
Yeah.
You thought that said mozzarella.
I was like, oh my goodness, yeah. I forgot about that. And then we sit down at this table.
Like, what do you order? And all of a sudden, it's a ham sandwich. I was trying to come up with a better way to say it. No, it was a ham sandwich. And I remember just looking at Isabel and I was like, what the fuck did you do? And she was like, there's no way this is actually what I ordered. I think the lady just messed it up. And I was like, I'm going to act like I'm not here. You have to ask her.
I tapped the lady on the shoulder and I was like, this isn't what we ordered. Like, I ordered the pizza bianco. She was like, yeah, pizza sandwich. Which you think a pizza sandwich was a calzone? No, it was just like bread, ham, bread. There was not any like olive oil or anything. It was just ham, dry ham.
It was. The sad part is I don't even think it was the saddest meal of that trip.
Honestly, I was so hungry that it was just like, I was like sad eating. It's like when you crave ice cream and it's like when you crave ice cream and you're eating cottage cheese instead.
You're like, it's the same. And then we got the tiramisu. That was amazing. But yeah, that pizza place, don't recommend. And then remember because the next day we left Rome and you brought it up to our driver.
Yeah, he was like,
what the hell are you talking about? And we're like, ha ha ha, us either.
Yeah. Oh my god. What a time to be alive. I don't think I've had a caprese anything since.
I don't either. I don't even think so. We went there. We got back October 1st or whatever. I think in the 2 weeks we were over there, I ate more tomatoes than I have from then to now.
I don't even like tomatoes and I was eating them. At the airports,
Yeah.
we were just like, oh, I just want a McDonald's, and all they had was caprese
We got
sandwiches.
McDonald's at the Vatican.
Which is holy McDonald's, and they had like little like calzone things that were literally like 2 inches big. They were so cute.
Did you try one? I can't remember.
No, I get weird about McDonald's. Other than the stuff, I will only eat their chicken nuggets and fries.
The chicken that's not real chicken?
Yeah, because I'm not a big chicken person to begin with, which I think is why I like chicken McDonald's.
Yeah, I'd agree. What is your favorite fast food place?
Does this include Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can't include Chick-fil-A in fast food because I feel like everybody picks Chick-fil-A.
I don't know. I feel like you can include it.
I mean, it is fast food.
Yeah, I think it's...
No, but my favorite... I would say my favorite is McDonald's, but I also worked at Chick-fil-A for like 3 years.
I attend Chick-fil-A the most out of all fast food because I feel like delusionally, I think it's somewhat healthy. It's not.
It's because it's God's calories.
But like in my head, I'm like, oh, it's like it. No, for some reason, I think whatever I get at Chick-fil-A is going to be healthier than what I get at like McDonald's. I don't know why, but I do, and I hate Chick-fil-A's fries too. So I never even get their fries. So I'm like, why would I go there? But I think my top two are Wendy's and Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell. I'm kind of like mixed feelings on Wednesdays, but I think that's because I only get their chicken nuggets. I'm very weird about fast food burgers. I swear on my life, I don't think I've ever had one. Like, I'm being serious. My parents wouldn't let me as a kid. Like, they would only give me the McDonald's chicken
Isabel
nuggets.
at a
And I
party.
would
Never have I ever.
skinny. I remember my parents would make me every Sunday. They would make me after swim practice go to McDonald's, and I would cry. I was like, yeah, I like was the only kid that like didn't want to eat McDonald's because I was like, can I have the fries? And they're like, no, you eat those last after the chicken
Okay,
nuggets. And I
I
would
did
cry.
the weird thing I did was after hockey practice and basketball practice. Sometimes we'd go to like the McDonald's, but there's a Steak and Shake right there too. Have you've been to a Steak and Shake?
Oh, we went after prom, remember?
No, I don't remember that. I remember driving around and trying to find food, but I don't remember.
Yeah, we went to a Steak and Shake in our prom dresses.
Normal things to order at Steak and Shake. You know what I would order growing up?
But,
There's spaghetti and meat sauce.
ew.
Why did I do that? Why did my parents allow me to order that?
Your parents hated you.
Like, I think back and I'm like, what was wrong with me? What
Yeah,
did
that's
this?
weird. Nothing's changed. No, because their fries are so good. Like that seasoning they put on their fries, it's so good. I remember when my friends in high school like stole one. We'd like
Yeah, their
add and say
fries are
whatever the
good.
heck.
Their shakes are good. Honestly, their burgers are pretty decent. No, spaghetti and meat sauce.
I didn't even know they made that.
They might not anymore. I was the only one keeping them in business with it. They're like, oh, damn, that girl grew up. She's not getting this anymore.
Honestly, when was the last time you went to a Steak and Shake in general? Are they even still in business?
The only one I know of is that one in Oviedo.
Is that still there?
I mean, I think so. I think
I
so.
have not been back, I think, since like 2015.
I know, I'm jealous of you, but that's because you got lucky and your parents moved out. And now I have to go back for holidays and I have no friends there because you're my only friend. And you're like, that sucks that you got to go there. And I'm like, thank you. I'm very well aware. And then there I am having to dodge people in Publix and wherever else I go. And you're just living your little life in Charlotte and you're like, haha, it sucks.
I know, honestly, it's like a cockroach infested town. Like the high school kids are everywhere. And I'm just like, because I remember I used to go back when I went to FAU, I'd always stop in Orlando to meet my dad so we could make the rest of the drive back from Florida to Charlotte. And every time I was there, I would always run into somebody from high school. And I would always try to dodge them. The only perk I would say is if I did see anybody is that I at least had a glow up. It was rough.
Whenever you see someone like that, you're not going to be looking good.
No, you're not. It's like law.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, no matter what, if you're going to run into someone, you will look bad.
Yeah.
Even if you
It's
look
like
good, you probably like have something in your teeth or like a booger or something.
or like a huge pimple.
Yeah. Or you like shit your pants.
Yeah. Another day, another dollar.
Oh, not again.
I hate laundry. My sister, so kind. She's folding and doing my laundry right now. I know.
She's
She
like,
walked
I
in my
don't pay rent
apartment.
anymore.
She literally walked into my apartment and like I've just been going through, I guess, that seasonal depression stuff and the weather's like gloomy. She walks in, she's like, it looks like depression in here. And I was like, yeah, you're not really that far off. And then she's like, I think I'm gonna fold this laundry.
Now you know what my brain looks like.
Like literally, I can't think linearly. Like my brain is always like this. And that's why I've never been a particularly like, tidy person. Like everything
Yeah, like
is
especially
nothing
in
has
college.
I've gotten a lot better since then. And that was partially my roommate.
Yeah, and the fact that you guys got a cat in your dorm when you weren't allowed to have a cat.
2 cats. Winston Churchill and Margaret Thatcher. I remember I had to do 10 hours of community service because it was 5 hours per cat, and I was like, "Dude, this shit blows." And Mariah had already taken them back to Tampa.
In like hindsight, you look at it and you're like, damn, 10 hours? That's like how much I work in a day.
No, but honestly, it was awful because I was having to, like, sweep and, like, wash the floors,
Cleaning.
and, like,
I
I
told
just
you guys,
remember
not her strong suit.
No, but I remember one time, like, I guess because it's a dorm, it's your freshman dorm, like, people don't know how to handle their alcohol, like, somebody literally peed on the staircase, and I had to mop it
There's
up.
apartments like that in Charlotte.
Yeah, oh, no, I know, I threw up all over one on my, like, 22nd birthday and just left it. And now my friends live there, and I'm like, "Yeah, guys, I got really drunk and threw up all over the staircase and just left it."
Worse things have happened.
Yeah, YOLO.
Yeah, dead ass. It's like last year, was it last, maybe 2 years ago, when we went to Alive After Five. That's like the drinking thing that happens in the summer once a month on Thursdays. And this is when I was like, still party girl. And I wore like this like white and black or navy tie-dye dress. It's a tapestry dress. So like when you hold it, it's like a square, but like we're walking to leave and I was like, shit, I have to pee. And I don't know. I'm one of those people where like when it hits, it hits. Like I have to go now. And we were in the middle of a church parking lot and I sat on a curb and just peed. And little did I know, I was also starting my period. And I was like, shit. And I remember I just kind of dried myself with said dress and it was kind of red, but it was tie dye. So I was like, nobody's gonna know.
Ew. Dude, that's like Alex Earl. She was like telling a story about that the other day. Did you see that?
I know that for like, didn't that happen for her Halloween costume or something?
Yeah, this past Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine was like a little bit longer ago, but we were probably, maybe her and I were like the same age when this
Yeah,
happened. Probably not because this was like a year and a half ago and she's 22. Like the
No,
same age.
it's early 20s. It's all a blur.
It started with a 2.
No, I remember one time I really had to pee and we were going from South Charlotte into Uptown to go to watch a Panthers game. This was like 2015 because I remember this was the year we were going to the Super Bowl. And I broke the seal, of course. And so I had to pee so bad. And I was kept telling the Uber driver, I was like, I have to pee. Like, I have to. Like, it's that point where like you're in pain and you're like, this is it. I held it the entire ride. And as soon as I got out, I just went in the bush. He gave me a 2-star for kept complaining about having to pee. Yeah. I was like, I didn't pee in your car, dude.
That's just rude.
Yeah. I was like, I should have gone over a 5-star for holding it the whole time and not going in that cup that you had in the backseat.
A shit Uber rating. Like bad. And it wasn't really bad. Like I didn't know why. Like I was like, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm like going to my cars. And then one day in Atlanta, one of my drivers picked me up. And like, of course, I was like not getting great drivers either because I had a shit rating. And they asked me, they were like, do you travel to New York a lot? And I was like, I do. Like, I go there for work. And he was like, that's probably why you have such a bad rating. Those drivers like don't put up with anything. And pretty much any tourists, they just give awful ratings too. I've since recovered my ratings, but I was like, this makes so much sense now.
Yeah, I have terrible driver's anxiety, like just being in a car. And this guy was driving like a crazy. It was in New York. He was driving like a crazy person. So I was like holding on because I just get so anxious being in cars. And he gave me a 3-star. And I was like, I didn't do anything. All I did was like try not to die. And like he just like gave me a 3-star. And I was like, seriously, dude, like that's just rude.
So I guess we're gonna try and record one of these every week.
Yeah, that's the goal. As long as we don't get too busy because we're busy girls in like corporate America and stuff.
Yeah, that we are. We'll try and record one at least once a week. We still have to learn how to edit.
Yeah, please be patient because if you saw my TikToks, you know I can't edit for shit, but we're working on it.
We're gonna go from there.
How do I end this?